Welcome back to TV for the 21st Century, a TTJ Digital Cafe, produced by the tech juggernaut of www.ttjtech.net. It's Module 2, my friends. Hey, once again, and welcome back to TV for the 21st Century. You know, TTJ Digital Cafes are little mini courses designed to help you to learn about a specific thing. And in this one, we're talking about cutting the cord and still enjoying all your TV. So let's get started, my friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you're tuning in from YouTube, which again, where else would you be tuning in from? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That means leave a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you've not already had a chance to do so. And please, by all means, reach out and just ever so gently tap that notification bell, because that's how you'll stay in the loop. Leave a comment if you'd like. We're on our way. This is module number 2. In Module 1, we've been talking about how to cut the cord. Why do I even want to consider it? We said that it gives you a revolutionary TV experience that is designed around you instead of being designed around the content. It has moved TV forward, which has previously been stagnated and stuck in the 20th century. It's a whole new way of thinking about watching TV. We don't have to worry about all the same issues we would have had to worry about with traditional TV. And it might even save you some money. It's best of all going to give you the experience you already know and love on your favorite Apple devices. And even if you are a VoiceOver user, you're good to go. We then discussed how to plan for this whole thing. What do I need to keep in mind? We said a solid internet connection, reliable Wi-Fi. We talked about, obviously, you've got to have the right TV and cable. And we even talked a little bit about knowing what you like to watch and keeping in mind your zip code for when we start to figure out how it is that you're going to get these local channels. Remember, everybody gets a free consultation that's in this course. All right, my friends, we are ready to talk now about the kinds of things that we can do with the Apple TV. How does it work? I want to start out by talking to you about what can I do with the Apple TV right out of the box? The moment I set it up without paying for anything extra, right away, what are some things that I can do? Well, of course, we do know, and when we conduct trainings like this, like these, we have to make some assumptions sometimes, okay? We're going to do that now. We're going to assume you already are familiar with some Apple products. You know terms like home screen. You know what an Apple ID is. You know what iCloud is. If you do not, please get in touch with us ASAP, okay? Because you need these things. You need an Apple ID to get started with your Apple TV, right? So assuming you have the Apple ID set up and you're, already kind of established. If you're not, you can do that on your iPad or iPhone from settings, and you can sign in or create a new Apple ID there. And you can also go to appleid.apple.com on a computer. And once you do, now you're ready to go. All right. So again, if you need help with that, we're happy to help you. I'm not going to, for the sake of time, get into that too in depth now, because I really believe that most of our participants in this cafe do have that info already under their belts. But you know that you can get in touch with us at support@ttjtech.net. That email is undergoing some upgrades right now. So as of the recording of this, emails are bouncing a little bit, but keep trying. Support@ttjtech.net is our email address that will be available. We'll continue to serve you, or give us a call at 814-348-4063. We'll be happy to help. But assuming you have your Apple ID, the kinds of things we can do right out of the box. First of all, we can immediately access a variety of our existing Apple services. So if we already have Apple Music, if we already have photos in iCloud, if we already have podcasts we listen to, or even we want to get new podcasts, because podcasts are free unless you go to a subscription podcast where they charge you. But, there's a whole bunch that are free to listen to. So we can do these kinds of things right away. And the more Apple services we have, the more we can do. But even if we don't have something like iCloud Music through Apple Music or iTunes Match, we perhaps have purchased songs and albums from the iTunes Store, or we may have stuff stored on our computer. So right away, we can do that. We can listen to those things, view our photos, that kind of thing. Another thing that we can do is we can immediately browse the library of catalog of content, trailers and all, of the hundreds of thousands of hit movies and TV shows available to you from iTunes. iTunes is the platform that Apple uses. That's where we're going to rent and buy our movies and TV shows if we choose to do it that way. And so right off the bat, we can browse that. And if we like something, we can buy it. Now, if we buy it, there are movie price ranges all the way from, probably $3 or $4 to a movie to the, latest hit movies for $20, $19.99 or whatever. And you can buy them. Once you buy them, you have them for life. You don't have to store them. Let me say that again. When you buy a movie or show on Apple, you don't have to store it. In other words, you don't have to worry about storage space being taken up on your Apple TV or your other Apple devices, or even in iCloud. Why? Because Apple stores it for you. You are just accessing it. So you buy it, you have it on all your devices. You can play and pause, pick up on another device later, fast forward and rewind. It's commercial free. It's great. And typically, they always stay available. There could be some weird thing with negotiations and studios and licenses, but typically, no, you're always going to have your movies and indefinitely. And you can also rent movies. So in addition to buying, you can rent most movies. The rental fee gives you the movie for 30 days. Once you begin watching it, you typically have access to it for 48 hours here in the United States to watch it and rewatch it as many times as you want. Now, when you buy a movie, it also includes iTunes Extras, which are great and very, very similar to the DVD bonus content of yesteryear. So deleted scenes and alternate endings and behind-the-scenes footage and those kinds of things. Really, really great. All right, that's movies. What about shows? Well, we can't rent TV shows, but we can buy them. And we can buy individual episodes, individual seasons, and in some cases, even the entire series. Now, if we're looking at a show that is currently airing right now, we can buy many times a season pass. What is known as a season pass. What that means is we're going to get all the current episodes that have already been released, and then the access to the future episodes will be available as soon as the episode airs. So, for example, if a show airs at 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock on an evening, usually by about 3 o'clock in the morning, you now have a notification, an email that says you can now access the next episode. And sure enough, you can. That is a season pass, my friends. So, TV shows range in price also, from a few dollars a season to, in many, of the top hit ones, a little bit more than that. But again, it's a great way to build your personal library. And it's very similar to when you used to go out and buy DVDs or you would rent movies on demand, only it's a whole lot better because it's all done on your Apple TV. And it's easy, it's quick, and it's very, very simple. But it's certainly not the only way to watch TV. And if you are going to plan on cord cutting and making this your way of watching TV, you're going to need more than just that for a lot of reasons, okay? But right now, that's something you can do without setting up any additional services, right? So that's important. Another thing you can do without setting up any additional services or paying for anything is you have access to a variety of free apps in the App Store that will allow you to watch a variety of content. Now, some examples, I'm sure I won't have an exhaustive list here for you, but some examples are YouTube, Tubi TV, Pluto TV, Plex, the PBS apps, PBS and PBS Kids. Some of the shopping apps like QVC, for example. Some of the news apps like CBS News, for example, and NBC News, right? These are able to be watched free of charge instantly. Now, there are channels that offer what is known as TV Everywhere apps. And these are apps that are released by the network to provide access to additional content. Without any subscriptions, you may be able to watch a limited selection of content in these apps. And again, these are apps like Food Network, HGTV, Lifetime, TV, TBS, TNT, Disney Channel, these kinds of apps. But the selection will be limited if you don't pay for the channel. Now you say, well, what if I do pay for the channel, but I still pay for it through my cable or satellite provider? Well, that may work. You can still sign into the TV Everywhere app and access all the content. But we do encourage you to switch from that cable or satellite provider to a new live TV streaming provider to be discussed shortly. But that is another thing you can do with Apple TV right out of the box as soon as the setup completes without having to pay for any additional services. It's just that you have to understand that the content will be extremely limited on these TV Everywhere apps if you are not paying for the service. If you do have an over-the-air antenna, you can also immediately access your, local channels over the air. However, this does require an additional piece of hardware that you will have to buy if you want to do it this way. So we're going to save that discussion for a bit later, but just know that it is doable. It requires another piece of hardware that will connect to your network, and then you have to download a special app on your Apple TV called Channels. You download the Channels app, and now you are accessing over-the-air television. So that's another option as well. All right, so what if I want to take things now to the next level? We've already talked about Apple TV purchased content, movies and shows. What's the next step? Well, there's kind of a choice now. There's a fork in the road, and we recommend, and we are going to explore all the avenues, and we recommend exploring all the avenues, but exactly which one you explore first is going to depend on you. Individually, you and your family, you yourself, if single dwelling, whatever the case here, individual person, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you have to decide what option is best for you. For my family and me, we do like our live TV, but it is really a distant second. It's a back seat. About the only things we watch on live TV are the ball drop on New Year's Eve, the occasional awards show or special event, and the competition shows that we have to vote live, like American Idol, for example. Beyond that, every once in a while, if we're in the mood for something different, we will channel surf, but I mean, that's probably, if I had to guess, 1 or 2% of the TV watching we do, if that. Mostly what our family prefers to do, and this is universal, our entire family, my wife, my son, my daughter, and myself, is that we prefer to pick what we want to watch and watch it on demand. We'll sit down in the mornings with our breakfast or a cup of coffee, and I'll put on a show on Food Network or HGTV or something similar to that. Nice cooking show, a home design show, documentary, something of that nature. If I happen to be home for lunch, which I'm not, every day, but some days I am, I might watch a sitcom. I love to watch Reba during that time. At night, we are going to watch family shows together like Full House. We're going to watch America's Funniest Videos. We might watch another sitcom like Friends or King of Queens or The Nanny or Everybody Loves Raymond, something like that. And I'll watch an episode or two of those as well when I'm having a snack before I'm ready to go to bed. So we like to watch that. And then in between, it just depends. As I say, some of these competition shows, or there may be other things we like. And then, of course, there's family movies, and we certainly watch our share of those as well. This evening, we were watching a Star Wars movies because my kids have been wanting to watch some of those. So this is how we prefer to watch TV. We prefer to select what it is that we like to watch and then just go ahead and watch it. It is super easy to do that with the Apple TV. And the way you do that is by subscribing to a variety of streaming services. Now, some of these streaming services can be accessed through Apple, known as Apple TV channels. And that's the easiest because you don't need to download any third-party apps. You don't need to sign up for any new accounts. No more additional credentials to store or remember. And no additional bills because they're all going to come directly through Apple. They are billed to your iTunes account. You typically get a 7-day free trial. And the Apple TV app, which we're going to discuss in another module, is the place to find them. Again, as I mentioned, as of this recording, I think there are 32, maybe 34, 35 Apple TV channels, including the premiums like Starz, Showtime, Cinemax. There are some other ones. I'm going to mention a few here in a moment. All right. So let's talk about a few. Paramount Plus, a great buy because it includes content from Nickelodeon. It includes content from Smithsonian Channel. It includes content from CBS. It includes classic content. There's content from a whole bunch more as well. And like MTV, Comedy Central, Paramount, and just a huge selection here. So anything from I Love Lucy and, Perry Mason and NCIS, I think, if I'm not mistaken, to, CBS News and your newer shows on CBS. Man with a Plan is not on anymore, but it was one I really liked on there. And then the kids love, things like SpongeBob and The Thundermans and Henry Danger and Fairly Odd Parents on Nickelodeon and a whole lot more. Air disasters, now called Air Crash Investigation, I guess. Disasters at Sea, America in Color, Aerial America, the Smithsonian Channel, Mighty Cruise Ships, and a whole lot more probably. I don't even know which all of them are on Paramount Plus, but there's a ton of them on there. So this is a great service. I highly recommend it. And if you get it through Apple TV channels, you'll also get live access to your local CBS affiliate right in that app. So it's very, very easy. Another one that I absolutely love and I think is a definite is HBO Max. HBO Max has a lot of hit movies, and it also has a lot of shows that we just love to watch. It has The Nanny. It has Full House. It has Family Matters. It has Friends. I think maybe it has George Lopez, if I'm not mistaken, or is that Peacock? I don't even know. But there's a ton of great content on there. At the holiday season, at Christmas time, there's a lot of great Christmas movies. Now, of course, some of the content is stuff that my family and I tend to feel is inappropriate and we don't watch, but you'll have that. You just don't watch it, right? But there's a lot of really, really solid, really good content. HBO Max. Next up, it's Peacock. Peacock has The King of Queens. Everybody loves Raymond. And I think they are also the ones who have the Saved by the Bell collection, as well as a lot of hit movies. There's also some great sports on there. They had a ton of sports this past year. They had the Winter Olympics. They had the Super Bowl. It was a really, really big time for Peacock, and Peacock is a great service. All right, next up, we'll talk about Disney Plus. My friends, if you at all are a fan of anything Disney, you have children, you are a child at heart, you babysit children, this is a no-brainer, all right? for its very reasonable price, you will get access to virtually every Disney movie ever made. And they say that is their ultimate goal. There may be a few that are not on there yet, or that come and then leave due to other licenses, pre-existing licenses, obligations, but I do believe they'll all be back. Not only that, but you have access to Disney Classic Shorts, Disney Channel TV shows, Disney Junior and Disney XD shows. You have access to all of the Star Wars content. You have access to tons of Marvel content, and you have access to Pixar content as well. In addition to that, you have access to National Geographic content. This service is packed full of great content. All right, next streaming service that I want to talk about is Discovery Plus. I'm a big fan of Discovery Plus. Again, there is just so much content there. Food Network, HGTV, Cooking Channel, Magnolia, which is the new DIY, Animal Planet, Science Channel, Discovery, Discovery Life, History, A&E, Lifetime, LMN, Destination America, Investigation Discovery, and I think even more. The content is great, and I should also inform you that Warner Media, who owns HBO Max, has merged with Discovery. They're now called Warner Brothers Discovery. This is going to mean eventually that they may release one app for all that Discovery content and HBO Max. We don't know exactly when or what that will look like. They say that the first thing they're going to do is offer a bundle discount. We'll talk about discounts here in a bit. So that's a great streaming service as well. All right, I talked about Peacock. I talked about Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Discovery Plus. We also have Netflix and Hulu. Now, Hulu has some great shows. It has Reba, The Golden Girls, Wings, Dick Van Dyke, Mary Tyler Moore. A lot of great shows. It has a lot of current stuff as well. Anything current from ABC and anything current from some of the other major networks. You can see it next day on Hulu. There's a lot of great content with Netflix as well. Netflix is, of course, very well known and very popular. ESPN Plus for the sports fans out there. Now, I should mention that I kind of took a sidetrack. I didn't keep talking about Apple TV channels. All those services I just mentioned are not Apple TV channels. You have to subscribe to them directly and download their app. Now, some of them can be paid for through Apple. I will say that. Like, for example, Discovery Plus and Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, even Hulu, you can pay for through your iTunes account, but you have to download the app and create separate accounts then. All right. And then some of them cannot be paid for through Apple, like Netflix, for example. You have to pay directly on Netflix.com and download the app. So there's different ways of doing things here with different apps. Your best bet is, if you're unsure, search it a little bit or contact TTJ. We are more than happy to assist you, help you out there, get the ball rolling for you. But there's a lot of great content. So what I suggest is find out what you like to watch and what service has it. And that will help you to determine what you want to get. And then find out what other movies and shows that service may offer, what its price point is. And one other thing, check with your existing providers because some of the stuff may be free for you. For example, as an AT&T Unlimited Elite customer on AT&T Wireless, I get HBO, my family and I get HBO Max at no charge. It is included with our AT&T Wireless plan. Similarly, we get Peacock Premium included with our Xfinity service through Xfinity Flex, which is free to all Xfinity Internet customers. So Comcast is doing a great thing there as well. Now, similarly, Verizon customers can receive Disney Plus and possibly even the Disney Bundle, which includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. And they can get that included with select Verizon plans. T-Mobile customers can get Netflix. You just never know. So check it out. Check what is available to you and supplement with the other stuff that's not, that you want to have. Now, I would like to go back to Apple TV channels before to tell you the ones that I subscribe to. Now, remember, those are the ones that don't require a separate app. I mentioned Paramount Plus. I also subscribe. I don't even know if I don't think I subscribe to Stars anymore because Stars is included in my live TV package, and so I really don't need it. But I actually think that Stars is an excellent service, so whichever way you're going to subscribe to it, as I said, happens to be in our live TV package, so I didn't need to sort of have duplicity there. But if not, I really recommend Stars as an Apple TV channel, a great family and kids programming. We subscribe to, we get Showtime included because there's a special deal where we get Paramount Plus and Showtime together, two for the price of one, and the less expensive one, by the way. It's because we have Apple TV Plus, which is another Apple TV channel. Apple TV Plus has great original content that actually has won awards. I mean, it is amazing to me. Apple TV Plus is the only streaming service to have won a major Best Picture award. And it was, really, really awesome. So that's a cool thing, too. So we have Apple TV Plus. I also have some smaller ones that you may or may not heard of. I have Tastemade. Tastemade is another sort of cooking and home design channel because I really, really like that stuff. And so there's some great shows on there. We have PBS Living and History Vault. Both of those are great with their, documentaries and things of that nature. We have Hallmark Movies. What is it called? Hallmark Movies Now, I think it's called, which is access to a lot of great Hallmark content, which we love. There's, let me just look here. I'm going to pull up another device right here because I want to not forget any that we are subscribed to. So I'm just going to go right through the list. Okay. We have Apple TV Plus, Paramount Plus, Showtime, Epix. I did forget about that one. That's a great movie service. Hallmark Movies Now, History Vault, PBS Living, and Tastemade. Then there's more channels to try, like Stars, AMC Plus, A&E Crime Central, Acorn TV. Just tons and tons of them. I'm not going to go through all of them, okay, in the interest of time. But there's tons you can try in your Apple TV app, which we will talk about in another module. All right, so that's another great way to watch TV. And I hope that you're getting that the benefit of this way of watching TV is that you can watch whatever you want, whenever you want. That's really, really critical because it's all on demand, okay? And most of it is, has the option of being commercial free if you don't like commercials too. So we really, really encourage you to try it out. But then what if you really want that live TV experience, your local channels? I want to flip on the 6 o'clock news and then watch Jeopardy. I want to make sure that I, watch whatever is, All right, so there's ways to do this. There are live TV streaming services. I'm going to talk about my favorites, the ones that I recommend, and the ones that I don't, and why. We did a separate video podcast on this back a while ago, and I'll include it because it is really, really useful. Let's start out. If you want the best of the best that's going to give you packages of options and choices and access to the most channels, you need to go with DirecTV Stream. There's just nothing else like it. It has, as I said, the most channels. If it is a channel you get through cable or satellite, chances are you're going to get it through DirecTV Stream. They are the most diverse in their channel lineup. They have the most packages to choose from. And they are very, very similar in nature to the DirecTV satellite packages, though they are less expensive and don't require contracts. So they have the entertainment package, they have the choice package, And then they jump up to Ultimate. So they do leave, I think, one or two out there extra and stuff, but they go up to Ultimate. And then they have the Premier package. We have the Ultimate package. It has something like 125 channels in it. It is very, very good. All the stuff you would expect and more. Just to name a few, ESPN, all the Disneys, and by all the Disneys, I mean Disney, Disney Junior, Disney XD. All the Discoveries, and by that I mean Food Network, HGTV, Cooking Channel, Magnolia, Animal Planet, Science Channel, going on and on and on and on and on, right? All of the CBS Viacoms, and by that I mean Live Local CBS, CBS News, CBS Sports, Nickelodeon, TV Land, Nick Jr., MTV, MTV Classic, MTV2, on and on and on, Teen Nick, Paramount, Logo, on and on, okay? You get the A&E, Lifetime, LMN, and what's the other thing? History. And you get, there's some I'm leaving out of these, of course, but they do exist in this package. You get ESPN, ESPN2, other ESPNs. You get the MLB Network, NBA, Olympic Channel. You're going to get Revolt. You're going to get Oxygen, Women's Entertainment, USA, VH1, Oprah Winfrey. There's just, I mean, if you can name it, it's probably included in this channel lineup. And again, that is the Ultimate package. We also get HBO Max, and we that does have the Stars Encore channels in it as well, which it's been my experience. Yes, it doesn't actually have Stars East, Stars Westerns, Stars Kids and Family. You would have to pay for a Stars subscription to have that. But it does have Encore Family, Encore East, all of those. And what has been my experience is that, with a possible few exceptions, the vast majority of content is the same. It just may arrive at a slightly different time. But it is there, it is on demand, and it really is great. So that's the Ultimate package. But again, they also have others. And their prices start at $69.99 a month for the entertainment package, which does include some 65 plus channels, including locals. The choice package then adds your RSN, so regional sports networks. DirecTV Stream is the only one to have a huge selection of RSNs available. There are also some great features, because here's what you have to understand. Since you're not doing traditional service now, there can be some really great extras that we don't get with traditional services. For example, since our DVR is in the cloud, every DirecTV Stream customer now gets unlimited DVR. Now, there are a couple of caveats, but not many. And the caveats they have are still really, really good. So, unlimited DVR, you can record an unlimited number of different shows, movies, sporting events, and single episodes that you want. The only restrictions are that in a series recording, like, you're going to record the whole series of Grey's Anatomy or Everybody Loves Raymond, it's only going to store 30 episodes at a time, and then it's going to delete the oldest ones. It'll re-record them again the next time they're on, assuming they air, so to keep airing. But yeah, it will store 30 at a time. That's plenty, I think. And the other caveat is that your DVR recordings do expire after 9 months. But again, 9 months, really, really long time, and plenty for most people. The great part about it is you don't need much DVR anyway, because you do have all that on demand we talked about in the previous section, and you also do have a ton of on demand within the DirecTV Stream app. Thousands upon thousands of titles on demand that you can just watch at no cost anytime you want. And that includes movies. It also includes episodes of shows. And so you really are set. Now, I will say that there are other features too in this area, like, for example, the 72-hour look back. Many, many channels support that in DirecTV Stream, so that anything that's aired within the past 3 days, you can just watch it whenever you want. Also, many programs can be restarted if they're already in progress. You didn't remember to DVR something, you sit down and it's 8:09 p.m. You've missed the first 9 minutes of your favorite show. No worries. There's a restart option. Okay? So there's all kinds of these really cool features like this. There's real-time sports scores in the app. You can watch it on an unlimited number of devices inside the home at the same time, so you don't have to worry about how many TVs you have. Outside the home, you can watch it on up to 3 devices simultaneously, 2 of which can be Apple TVs, by the way. And then you have to use like an iPad or something for the third one. So you can even take your Apple TV with you to the beach if you wanted to and plug it in the hotel. All right, so that's DirecTV Stream. By far my favorite live TV streaming service. You get up there into some pricier territory as you get up to those higher packages, but it's also the most rich with content. It's a very, very stable experience. AT&T really fleshed that out, and now it's not owned by AT&T anymore. It's owned by DirecTV, its own company that was a spinoff, but it honestly might as well be AT&T because they still own a controlling share stake, I believe, and they work so closely together, you really can't tell where one ends and the other begins. And they've really done a fantastic job with their streaming service. And again, it's available on Apple TV, iPad, iPhone, and the computer on a website. And then they even do have their own device called the DirecTV Stream device, which it's not as good as Apple TV, but it's still decent. Still gets the job done. If you need a cheaper device for a secondary TV, you could get it. But this course is about Apple TV, so we're going to continue down that track. All right, that's DirecTV Stream. My second live TV streaming service that I'm going to recommend is very, very different in just about every way possible, except for the fact that it still offers live TV. It's about the only similarity. It's completely opposite end of the price spectrum. The model is different. Even the interface is different. All right, so let's talk about that. Price of this next service. This next service, by the way, is called Philo, Philo, named after the legendary Philo Farnsworth. Just $25 a month. It is billable through Apple, which is very rare for live TV streaming services. The only one I know of right now, actually, that is. And it offers you one package. It's what's known as a skinny bundle, I suppose, although it's really not that skinny. It offers 60 channels. So how are they able to do it at such an inexpensive cost? Where are they saving the money? Well, they're not including any local channels. They're not including any sports channels. And they're really not including any major news outlets like CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, or anything like that. They do have Bloomberg, I think, and they do have Cheddar News, so it's not like you wouldn't get any news. Where they shine is family programming. They've got a ton of the Discovery networks, the A&E networks, the Viacom, CBS, except for, of course, CBS itself. No Disney's in there, no TBS, no TNT, but a lot of these other very, very popular channels, as well as some smaller ones. They've got Great American Country and Great American Family. They've got a lot of, these are, you can find classic shows here. The interface of DirecTV Stream, the first live TV streaming service we talked about, is as close to cable or satellite as you will probably ever hope to get. In that when you open the app, it immediately starts playing the last channel you were on. You can view your recently watched channels. You can pull up a guide when you want it and, quickly record and you can channel surf if you so choose. But of course, it's all of that and so much more, as I mentioned. Unlimited DVR, 72-hour look back, restart programs, live sports scores, unlimited streams, all of these things. So it has all those benefits, but it is a very cable-esque experience. But I say that in a good way. It's all the good things about that. Philo, on the other hand, is also very good, but in a very different way. They've chosen to go a whole different route. Now, they too offer unlimited DVR. The recordings stay for a year before expiring, 1 whole year. And you save shows, and you don't pick whether you're going to record new episodes only or new and repeat. You just save a show, and that whole show is now saved to the cloud. As things record, they become available to watch. They do have a 72-hour rewind. So why is this app so different? Well, it's different because when you open it up, you're not in a live TV experience. You're in a sort of very customized, personalized experience that features recommended shows and what's trending and all of these things. You can get a guide and you can pull up whatever you want. But the other interesting thing about the way Philo does things is that no matter when you start the program, it starts it from the beginning. You can jump to live quickly if you want to, but basically it's going to start from the beginning. Also, you can change that setting. But it's really convenient, actually, right? Because, if I happen to see that The King of Queens is on TV Land right now, but it's, 11:37 p.m., and it started at 11:30, I don't have to worry about anything. I just click on it, and it immediately starts at the beginning. All right, so this is our second recommendation. Again, it's not for everybody. If you want your local channels, you're going to have to get them elsewhere or not use this service. If you want sports, this is not the service for you, but it can be a great supplement to other things. It does offer a lot of great channels, and it's I highly recommend it. All right. The third service that we will talk about is Hulu with Live TV. So earlier I mentioned to you that Hulu does have this incredible on-demand service. It's one of the streaming on-demand services that I recommended earlier. I said that it included a lot of popular shows like Reba, The Golden Girls, Wings, Mary Tyler Moore, Dick Van Dyke, etc. And it also offers a lot of the today's hits next day on demand. So it's a great app, and they have an on-demand only streaming package, which is the one I referred to earlier. What I didn't tell you at that time, to avoid confusion, is that they also offer a live TV streaming service, which offers everything that is in their on-demand only plan, but a whole lot more. The on-demand is supplemented by a lot to have way, way more content now because you're also getting it from its live channels. It has something like 80 or 90 channels, and you can add onto it with a little package to get even more channels. And by the way, Philo does have a couple add-ons. It has like stars and epics and stuff like that. But anyway, just one base package. And same thing with Hulu Live. It's just one base package, but they do have add-ons. Hulu also has the ability to restart a program already in progress. Not sure that they really have a 72-hour look back or 72-hour rewind, not by name anyway, but they have probably the most robust on-demand library of anybody in the industry. They too have unlimited DVR, which again, the recordings stay around for 9 months before expiring. It's nice when you have unlimited DVR because you can just save stuff and then you really have an even more on-demand experience, right? Philo and Hulu especially blur the lines between on-demand, live, and recorded content, and I love that. It's also very personalized to you with profiles, and it's a great service. We found a couple of little glitches at times, more so than in DirecTV Stream, which is why I had to put DirecTV Stream at the very top. Plus, they have a few extra channels. Actually, quite a few extra channels, really, if I'm being honest. But Hulu with Live TV is a great service to consider also. And when you get Hulu with Live TV, you're automatically getting a subscription to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus as well. So that's a great, great service. Very much value added there. All right, those are the top three and the only ones in the live TV streaming service space that we are going to recommend to you. There are some others. You've probably heard of some of them. YouTube TV, Sling TV, Fubo or Fubo TV. These are not services that we are going to recommend because I have not thoroughly explained to you the entire Apple TV experience yet. I cannot explain in great detail why I don't recommend all of those services. What I can tell you is that the three that we picked best integrate with Apple products. They best support Apple users, and they are the best with VoiceOver. They are going to offer unmatched accessibility for our VoiceOver users, and they're going to really offer a solid experience for everybody. And so if you are looking at a live TV streaming service, again, what I recommend that you do is I recommend that you get in touch with us. We'll be happy to help you. But also check it out by looking for the channels you want and finding out which service does include those. Figure out if you need sports, which ones you're going to choose based upon the sports you like, and figure out, again, how much you want to spend. All right? These are our top 3 picks in the live TV streaming space: DirecTV Stream, Philo, and Hulu with live TV, in that order. But know that they're all really, really solid, very, very good. And we do encourage you to try them out. I did mention that Hulu just seems that they've had more than some providers a tendency to have certain bugs, glitches, whatever. They do get resolved. And that's an important point, is Hulu is very receptive to that. And you can call and you can speak with them, and they'll, pass it along up to the engineers. And before you know it, the engineers will acknowledge it. And then, pretty soon after that, they'll fix it. But it just seems to me like it's been a slightly higher number of issues than in other services. Some of those issues have been voiceover related. Some of them have not. So I don't know why. Yeah, I really don't know why. Where I really have to give Hulu props is the value-added aspect of including Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, and all of the on-demand. Again, one of the most robust on-demand libraries in the industry. As well as the other place I've got to give them props is for the overall interface of their app. Because again, it is really tailored around you rather than the content. And that's what I've shared with you. But here's the good news. Apple users get that anyway, because Apple users have a special thing called the TV app. All right, before we close today, my friends, I do want to talk about the TV app, also known as the Apple TV app. You do not want to miss this. My very favorite thing about watching TV with Apple devices is the TV app. Let's talk about it now. Okay. The Apple TV app is, in my opinion, one of many things, but perhaps the biggest thing, if not definitely in the top 3, that truly differentiates the Apple TV from any other experience. Oh, a couple of them have tried to replicate it in recent years, but they've not succeeded at doing it nearly as well. Apple TV uses the TV app. The TV app is also available on your iPad, your iPhone, your iPod Touch, your Macintosh, and really that's the best place to get it. It is available on some smart TVs and so forth, but it's a bit more limited than it is here. All right. So why do I love this app so much? What's so important about it? The Apple TV app keeps track of everything that you are watching, then makes it available to you front and center across all of your devices. It's integrated with many of the streaming services and even the live TV streaming apps that we have already been discussing today. And so it is the easiest way to watch your content, but it doesn't stop there. The TV app also allows for each individual person to have a customized queue of what they're watching, everybody in the family. Also, it features recommendation sections for the entire family together. In addition to that, you're going to be seeing recommendations based upon what you watch and what you like. You have access to your sports teams, your favorite sports teams, real-time game scores and highlights, and the ability to instantly jump into the live event. You have access to all of your Apple TV channels, which we talked about as being the not needing a third-party app. I said they all work in one single app. Well, here's the app. It is the Apple TV app. So those Apple TV channels like Paramount Plus, Starz, Showtime, you can use them right in the Apple TV app. You have instant access to live news and even kids content. You have quick access to Apple TV Plus, Apple's very own and really awesome streaming service. You also have access to every movie and TV show you rent or purchase from Apple, as well as to their catalog. This is the way to rent and purchase most easily from Apple. And you have a beautiful universal search feature. In our next module, we're going to talk more extensively about how to use the Apple TV, and we'll spend more time on universal search and Siri. But know that when you search for something in the Apple TV app, you are going to be able to jump to it on whatever app it may be on. So if I search for a show, it tells me that I maybe, for example, can watch every season of that show on HBO Max. Also, maybe seasons 4, 5, 8, and 9 happen to be right now available on the DirecTV Stream app and the Hulu app, if I have Hulu Live. And also maybe I can buy the entire series, for a certain price or individual seasons. Maybe I already own them, and so I can quickly start playing them as well. Now, you notice that some of these options will require paid access, paid subscriptions. I mentioned jumping right into the live sports game, jumping into live news. Well, some of those things are going to require you to have subscribed to one of these other services, but it's going to make it so convenient for you. The best way, my friends, to have you understand what this app can do is for me to show it to you really quickly. And so I'd like to do for you just a very quick demo, at least in explanation only, to explain to you what we see when we open the TV app. Doesn't matter which device I open it up on, it's going to be basically the same on all devices. The best part about it, the Watch Now tab with its Up Next section. That's the queue. That is the keeping track of everything I've watched, including the progress, making it available across all of my devices. And I hope that you're getting that it is integrated with all of the apps, or most of the apps and services that I use. So, for example, right now, at the top of the Up Next queue, for me, it's different for my wife, for my kids, although we mostly share mine, but they have their own. So right up here, the first thing I have, and if there were a live sporting event on by one of my favorite teams right now, that would be at the top. But now, the next thing I would see, and the first thing I see right now, The King of Queens. Now listen, it says continue season 4, episode 16, 25 minutes left, Peacock. And it's got cover art. What that means is it knows what episode I watched last, and it's making the next episode available to me right now. If I'm in the middle of the episode, it's going to let me resume right where I left off. If there's a new episode yet to be released, it'll show up right at the head of the line as soon as it does become available. And it even tells me what service I'm using to watch it. Again, in this case, it's Peacock. Next, the movie we were watching, Star Wars Attack of the Clones. We got 51 minutes left. It's on Disney+. My son decided he wanted to play do some gaming in between there because a friend of his got online, so we paused it. Air Crash Investigation, I told you I watched. Continue season 11, episode 8 on Paramount+. The Nanny, I happen to be on season 3, episode 6 on HBO Max. Ooh, here's a home show. Episode 9, season 1 of Flip or Flop. And that is going to play for me on Philo, I think. I got Home Improvement, Friends. Oh, here's one, Sing 2. It appeared because it's now available on DirecTV Stream. We had added it to our queue before so we could be notified when it was available. Here's Everybody Loves Raymond, which we own. Here's American Idol, which we've been watching on Hulu. The Pioneer Woman, a great cooking show, which we're watching on Discovery Plus. Here's Beyond the Block. Here's The Kitchen, a new episode on, probably watch that on Food Network. Chopped Jr., which we're watching on Discovery Plus. And you get the idea, okay? I don't need to, keep reading my Up Next queue to you for you to get the idea. Everything we watch, regardless of where it's from. Now, there's one notable exception, and that's Netflix. Netflix does work with Universal Search, So if I search for something and it's on Netflix, it'll take me right to it. But for some reason, Netflix doesn't share the data with Apple that allows them to be in the up next queue. So we can't do that. But of course, they have their own watch list, so it still works. Now, if I go to the next section, it's what to watch. And they feature different things here that they think are worth noticing. So they got Downton Abbey, For All Mankind, Barry, the man who fell to earth, Tehran. There's just a whole bunch of movies and shows. This is, what's this? Okay, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I guess that's a movie, sci-fi. I don't really know. But this is the what to watch section. Next, we have, let's see. Okay, there's another bunch of movies here that they're recommending. Now, here's my channels. I named those for you before, and the more channels to try. Here's new shows and movies on our channels and apps. So it looks at what we have, and it shows me that Shoresy, a Black Lady sketch show, The Real Housewives of Dubai, Trixie Motel. See if I recognize any of these. A lot of these I don't recognize, but a lot of new movies and shows. My goodness, just tons and tons of them here. Ooh, don't forget the lyrics. I would like to watch that one. Okay. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them. Let's go. Time Traveler's Wife. Ghostbusters. American Rescue Dog Show. There's tons of them. Now let's go down to the next section. Let's see where. Okay. The next section happens to be Apple Music TV. I think I feel like I missed a section here. No, I didn't. It's just been rearranged here because it changes. So here's Apple Music TV. Here's Movie Spotlight now playing on our channels and apps. We can explore movies, and here's some examples of them. Top Gun, Fantastic Beasts, The Lost City, the Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Coda. I'm just mentioning some that I recognize. There's a whole bunch more. Road Runner, Jurassic Park, Bridesmaids, Chip and Dale, The Batman, Greyhound, just tons. Toy Story 4, all right. Spider-Man No Way Home, Frozen 2, Blended, I love that movie. I need to watch that. Okay, so you get the idea. Let's go to the next section, which, because I'm skipping a bunch, because there's so many here. But here's Major League Baseball. Watch Friday Night Baseball and more. Here's popular shows on our channels and apps. These are things like The Big Bang Theory, The Great Food Truck Race, Barbecue Brawl, All Rise, Hawkeye, Big Brother, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, the Tony Awards. Don't forget the lyrics, guys. Grocery Game. You get the idea that it's using what I watch to help to determine the kinds of recommendations that it makes. Now, here we have, let's see, streaming apps. So this lists a few of our streaming apps that we have. HBO Max, Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, Hulu, Peacock, We could get Prime Video and Pluto TV if we wanted them. Connect more streaming apps. Here's a whole section of sports. And these are my favorite sports teams. You can explore all sports. You can see what's on right now at this moment. Here's the FIFA World Cup. Okay. Here's a way to donate to families in Ukraine. Ukraine support. UNICEF. That happens to be in here. That's pretty cool. All right. Here we have what we are watching, what we're watching. And these are things that, again, are very familiar. Okay. Now, here's, look at some of these. Trending. And then, here's some sections like, if you like something or other, then we recommend this. Like, we think you'll love these superheroes. And they've got Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, Marvel One Shot, The Gifted, Deadpool 2, Venom, Doom Patrol, The Incredible Hulk. All right. If you like air crash investigations, because I watched that, it thinks I might also like, and you can see all, but there's tons of them here. Things like United 93, Mighty Planes, The New Air Force One, Titanic, Conspiracy of Failure, The Aviators, Inside Mighty Machines, City in the Sky, on and on and on, okay? Tons of choices. If you like The King of Queens, I do. Here's some recommendations based on that. Cheers, Last Man Standing, How I Met Your Mother, Life in Pieces, Modern Family, 2.5 Men, Two Broke Girls, Frasier, Kevin Can Wait, Everybody Loves Raymond, Full House, Man with a Plan, George Lopez, Friends. A lot of these I do actually watch. Here are some free series premieres. Here's Coming Soon, new movies, and then you have new movies to rent or buy, limited time offers, and you can even browse by collection. Now here we have news. We can quickly jump into news from ABC News, CBS News, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, Bloomberg, Cheddar, and CNBC. You just have to have the correct app, and in some cases, a subscription. You can browse by genre. So, for example, if we wanted to browse by kids and family, we just open up kids and family, and now we have a whole new section of things for kids and family. So, right at the top of the list, we have some recommendations. Then it says the pick your pals. So that means that we can choose, like, for example, from popular characters like Peanuts, SpongeBob SquarePants, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Sesame Street, The Amazing World of Gumball, Peppa Pig, DuckTales, Paw Patrol. You see, all of these and more are available just in Pick Your Pal. So this is all in the Watch Now tab, which is really, really incredible, because this is truly a powerful section of the app, and we've only been in one tab. Now, the other tabs, of course, have to do with movies and shows, Apple TV Plus specifically, the library of movies and shows that we already own, and, of course, the ability to search. So I'll just show you a search real quick before we let you go for today. I love, and we've been watching recently, the show Friends. So I'm going to search for it because I want to show you what happens when I do. So the beautiful thing is you can always start with the TV app. And if I search for, I don't even have to search for Friends because it's already in my Up Next queue, but let's pretend. So we're going to search for Friends, and what we get is top results, movies, TV shows. Let's see, TV shows, movies, cast and crew. So it just happens that Friends is the very first search result, though, under top results. So I tap on that. Now what I see is it shows me that it's comedy. I can resume an episode that I've already been watching, so that's nice. If you hadn't started yet, it'll say play first episode, but I'm already watching it, so it says resume episode. And it tells me that it's season 4, episode 10, the one with the girl from Poughkeepsie. Ross must decide whether to continue dating a girl he must travel 2.5 hours to see. Chandler sets Rachel up with a coworker who misunderstands her intentions. Monica is being treated poorly by her new coworkers, so she hires Joey just so she can fire him and show who's the boss. And Phoebe tries to write the perfect holiday song. That all happens in this episode. That's where we were. Now, if I swipe to the right, I get a lot of information about the rating of the show and stuff. And then I see every season and every episode. So I can pick any episode that I want, starting with the very first one. But if I keep going, I can see related shows. I can also go down here and see the cast and crew. So I can see that Rachel is played by Jennifer Aniston, Monica's played by Courtney Cox, and so on. And then the how to watch section. This is where we can pick exactly how we're going to watch this. My choices are open an HBO Max app for all the seasons 1 through 10, every episode of the show. Open in the Hulu app for seasons 2, 4, and 5. Open in DirecTV Stream app for seasons 4 and 5. And I don't think Hulu would work for me because I don't have the live TV add-on, so I would have to do it one of the other ways. But why wouldn't you do HBO Max anyway? But you could do it in DirecTV Stream also. And actually, here's the way I do it. It says seasons purchased, seasons 1 through 10. We own every episode of every season of this show, this series, so I don't even have to worry about it. No. Okay, guys, Siri came on. Okay. I hope that was still... Oh, boy, guys, I didn't know Siri came on. But what I said was every episode of every show, every episode of every season of that show we own. So I can watch it that way. Seasons purchased 1 through 10, okay? We own it, so we can do that, praise God. You can also get TBS app to watch seasons 4 and 5, and that's it. Then you get the description of the show, and that's the gist. So that's how you search. This TV app, I'm telling you, my friends, once again, as I said before, I hope you're getting the fact that it is integrated so beautifully with all your apps, or most of your apps, because that's how you can easily watch everything you want. You can use that as a jumping off place, and that way you don't have to be wandering aimlessly around your other apps to figure out what you want to watch. Now, in one of the final segments of this cafe, we will talk about how an example of a workflow. And we wouldn't call it a workflow because it's watching TV, but you know what I'm saying, a sequence of how things are done. All right, but that's going to complete today's portion. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Please stay tuned because there are more parts coming. We want to make sure you get to hear them. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. God bless you. See you next time on TV for the 21st Century.